Throughout history, there have been figures whose names have become synonymous with darkness, evil, and depravity. These people, whether driven by obsession, madness, or ambition, delved too deeply into the forbidden and paid the ultimate price. For some, this meant brushing against realms beyond our comprehension, places where suffering and torment never end. The whispers of the damned are often silenced by the living, but the stories of those who have descended into hell and returned to tell the tale persist, filling our minds with terror. Here are 10 such individuals, each of whom ventured into the abyss and emerged, changed, terrified, and often haunted by what they saw beyond the veil. 1. John Dee, the obsession with the infernal. John Dee, a renowned English mathematician, astronomer, and occultist, was not content with merely dabbling in the mystical and arcane. His obsession with the occult led him down paths that many feared to tread. Dee's intense ceremonial magic and relentless summoning of demonic entities were well documented. His diaries reveal the chilling visions and strange encounters he had, hinting at a brief brush with infernal realms filled with horrors that defied human comprehension. Some accounts suggest that John Dee actually crossed over into the hellish realms during his occult rituals. Imagine the horrors he must have witnessed: the anguished souls, the fires burning eternally, and the stench of sulfur filling the air. Those who encountered him after his terrifying experiences reported that Dee was never the same. His work in the occult continued, but the trauma from his time in hell never left him. The question that lingers is what unspeakable truths Dee uncovered during his time in the abyss. What dark secrets did he glimpse in the very heart of hell? 2. Mary, Eye of England, the Bloody Queen. Known infamously as Bloody Mary, Mary Eye of England's reign was marked by brutal religious persecution as she sought to restore Catholicism to England. Her bloodthirsty actions led to the execution of hundreds of Protestants, earning her a place in history as one of the most feared monarchs. However, it is said that the haunting memories of her actions tormented her in the final years of her life. Legend has it that, during a prolonged illness, Mary had a terrifying descent into hell. She allegedly witnessed the tormented souls of those she had condemned to the flames, their faces contorted in agony and their screams echoing in her mind. The oppressive weight of her actions and the fear of eternal damnation drove her back to the land of the living. This vision, however, left her broken and terrified. The once mighty queen was now a prisoner of her guilt and fear, forever haunted by the vision of hell and the souls she had damned. 3. Jill Dur, the Dark Pact and a Glimpse into the Abyss. Jill Dur, a companion in arms to the infamous Khan Ofar, committed acts so unspeakable that history has barely dared to record them. His descent into unimaginable depravity was fueled by an insatiable thirst for power, which led him to make dark pacts with demons. In his final days, chilling tales circulated about his summoning rituals that supposedly opened a gateway to hell itself. Some accounts suggest that during one of these dark rituals, Dur caught a glimpse of the infernal realm, a terrifying preview of the eternal damnation that awaited him. The horrors he witnessed, the tormented souls writhing in agony, were enough to drive any sane person to madness. Dur, however, seemed unfazed by the horrors he had witnessed. His mind was consumed by darkness, and his eventual execution seemed almost like a karmic reckoning, a final judgment for the horrific acts he had committed in life. 4. Vlad the Impaler, the inspiration for Dracula. Vlad Ivanov, also known as Vlad the Impaler, was infamous for his brutal and sadistic methods of punishing his enemies, including impaling them on long, sharp stakes. His cruelty and thirst for blood earned him the reputation as a tyrant and a monster. His name has gone down in history as the inspiration for the fictional character Dracula, but there were rumors of something even darker: his possible communion with demonic forces. Legends whisper that during a battle, Vlad experienced a near-death experience where he found himself in a desolate, fiery landscape surrounded by the tortured souls of his victims. The screams of the damned filled the air, the oppressive heat seemed to suffocate him, and the stench of decay overwhelmed his senses. This vision of hell was so terrifying that it allegedly drove him back to his earthly body, but the thirst for blood in Vlad only grew stronger. The terror he experienced in hell seemed to fuel his monstrous cruelty, pushing him further into the abyss of depravity. 5. Pope Sylvester II, the Pact with a Demon. Pope Sylvester II, a learned and ambitious man, sought power and influence beyond the limits of his office. Rumors persist that he made a pact with a demon in order to secure his position as pope. This unholy alliance, however, came with a price. Pope Sylvester II reportedly experienced terrifying visions and encounters with infernal beings that tempted him with promises of forbidden knowledge and worldly power. One such vision is said to have occurred during a severe illness, where Pope Sylvester II allegedly saw a horrifying glimpse of hell. The flames of damnation seemed to consume him, and the oppressive heat of the infernal realm shocked him back to consciousness. It is unclear whether this terrifying vision led to his repentance or simply deepened his fear of the eternal consequences of his pact. The question remains, did he ever find peace before his death, or was he forever haunted by the deal he had made with the forces of darkness? 6. Aleister Crowley, the Beast 666 and his Dance with Darkness. Aleister Crowley, often referred to as the Great Beast 666, was a man notorious for his occult practices and hedonistic lifestyle. A self-proclaimed prophet of the dark arts, Crowley sought to push the boundaries of morality, spirituality, and human understanding. His writings and rituals were filled with references to demonic entities and infernal realms, and his insatiable curiosity of the unknown led him to delve deeper into the occult. Crowley himself claimed that his magical workings had opened gateways to other dimensions, including hell. He spoke of conversing with demons and witnessing unspeakable horrors beyond our comprehension. Some accounts suggest that he peered into the abyss, experiencing sights that would drive ordinary men mad. These terrifying visions of hell forever scared his mind, and the sheer intensity of his pursuits became a constant dance with darkness. 7. Giuseppe Tartini, the Devil's Sonata. Giuseppe Tartini, an Italian Baroque composer and violinist, is best known for his famous piece, The Devil's Sonata. According to Tartini, the inspiration for this haunting composition came from a dream he had, where the devil himself appeared to him and played a beautiful yet terrifying melody on the violin. The dream, which was a blend of fear and awe, left Tartini shaken and disturbed. Some interpretations suggest that this dream was more than just a vision. It may have been a brief but terrifying encounter with the devil himself, a glimpse into the seductive power of darkness. Tartini's music, which was known for its virtuosity and emotional intensity, may have been influenced by this otherworldly encounter. The haunting melody of the Devil's Sonata serves as a reminder of the eerie connection between music, darkness, and the infernal. 8. Grigory Rasputin, the Mystic and the Demons. Grigory Rasputin, the infamous Russian mystic, was a man of immense influence over the Romanov family, particularly Tsarina Alexandra. Despite his outward appearance as a holy man, Rasputin was rumored to be involved in dark magic and had connections to demonic forces. Some said that his powers were not entirely of this world, and whispers of his occult practices spread throughout Russia. Rasputin's many assassination attempts were followed by rumors of near-death experiences. One such encounter allegedly occurred when Rasputin found himself in a fiery, hellish landscape, where demons tormented him for his sins. The brutality of his eventual death, riddled with betrayal and assassination, was said to be a karmic reckoning, a final judgment for his involvement with dark forces. 9. Elizabeth Bathory, the Blood Countess. Elizabeth Bathory, often referred to as the Blood Countess, was accused of torturing and killing hundreds of young women in her quest for eternal youth. Her dark rituals, including bathing in the blood of her victims, were said to have been motivated by her obsession with beauty and immortality. Her castle, a twisted chamber of horrors, became the stuff of legend. Some stories suggest that Bathory experienced a near-death experience, where she was shown a terrifying vision of hell, a preview of the eternal damnation that awaited her for her unspeakable crimes. The flames of hell reflected in her blood-red eyes, and the horror of the vision was said to be so intense that it sent her into a temporary state of madness. Yet despite this glimpse of hell, Bathory's depravity only deepened, and she continued her gruesome search for eternal youth. 10. Marquis de Sade, the Libertine and the Abyss. The Marquis de Sade, a French aristocrat and writer, is best known for his libertine philosophy and works that explored themes of sadism, sexual violence, and moral depravity. His life and writings were deeply entwined with the darker aspects of human nature, and he was rumored to have dabbled in dark arts during his imprisonment. Some accounts suggest that during his time in prison, the Marquis de Sade experienced a vivid and terrifying nightmare, a glimpse into a world of eternal torment where his own twisted desires were turned against him. His mind, already consumed by depravity, was perhaps too attuned to the darkness that lurked within. His experience may have opened a portal to the infernal realms, and his nightmare was a glimpse of the hellish fate that awaited him for the dark deeds he had committed. These chilling accounts, whether they are facts or fictions, serve as a terrifying reminder of the consequences of evil and the eternal price of one's actions. For those who have ventured into the dark realms, what horrors have they witnessed? What truths have they glimpsed? And perhaps most terrifying of all, what awaits beyond the veil for those who have crossed the line into darkness? The answers lie within the whispers of the damned, echoing in the shadows of our collective fear.